destroyed black families. A video resurfaced on an IG clip that I checked out the other day. And fam, it made me hotter than I already am about how they played us with this
half-truth and a misconception about the Social Security Act. How it was weaponized against black people. First, I like kill all the conspiracy theory that's being spread. And also shed light on the real corporates and their conspiracy and the why. First American did not come up with it. In fact, America was the last to have the Social Security Act. Of all places, it was Germany, year 1871 to 1918. Us black peoples feel that we are the only aim of their hate. But this couldn't be further from the truth. The end game is to get rid of anyone they deem undesirable, to create a pure race. And anyone that is not Anglo-Saxon, by default you are undesirable. An Anglo-Saxon does not include the whole white race. No doubt they are racist towards their own, check their history. This is why they refuse to render aid to people they deem undesirable, with the belief of being the superior race and keeping their purity. What would it look like if the so-called superior race needs help? Been the superior race and all. No, it is the world that is hanging and dragging them down. They can't be like Hitler and straight up exterminate people. How could they maintain a moral superiority if they do so? They can't. This is why they used the Bible to justify slavery, to maintain that moral superiority and confirm their right to rule over all. They have to use different tactics to reach the success they set out for. To accomplishing said goal, they do not rendering help to the sick and the poor, let them just phase out. And the moral and ethical grounds for this stance is only the strong survive. Surely as them being the so-called superior race, set by God or nature, they will be the strong that survive. As Count Gobineau as prophet and Gobineauism as their holy Bible, they set to this test, that they Christian themselves with, to get rid of any impurities or any degenerates. Be it physical or matter of circumstances, doesn't matter. With the corruption of natural selection and Darwinism, this how they set out to do just that. Bear with me, I know I'm going too deep. But I think it's important for y'all have a clear understanding what we dealing with the hope that you will see that this is bigger than black and white, that this is a battle between the haves and the have-nots, in a society that judge you for what you have. I know it'll be naysayers, but look how we dehumanize the poor for lack, and look how possession is a status of station in life. Even a lack of education is used in this way, just as it was in Europeans' past. This is why they want to get rid of free education. I'm also explaining all this to you too, because it's not really going to take me that long to debunk what's been said. It only took me 2 minutes. It took me more time to put this all together. Man Act, and what did it really mean? It wasn't to promote single-parent motherhood. Actually, it was to promote marriage. As you can see, the penalty was really that they was living unwedlock. And they were single mothers. So it was the lack of having a father in the home that cost him. Note also Trump's bill for 47, he is using the same language. Because he knows this affected a lot of black people and others who was unable to receive benefits. As you can see, it wasn't a plan. Because as they found out, they passed the Fleming Rule. Because Louisiana in the year 1960 expelled 23,000 black children from receiving welfare.
The Mann Act. And see, it wasn't that having a man in the home was not the problem. It was that the person was unmarried to that man. And this is off the government website. And it stated that they started to notice that was taking place. So obviously it wasn't a plan, because immediate action by the Fleming Rule. Now let's look at why this was happening. Living in the South, we all know, is the Bible Belt, a place they don't sell liquor on Sunday. So they weaponized the Bible yet again to justify treating black peoples unfairly. This was unfair to black people because unlike the scenario the elite painted and people like Willie D ran with, black man was not just leaving their family. All this was taking place when black men were leaving the South for jobs up north. Also, to understand the time, I encourage you read
7 years after the end of the Civil War,
by Douglas A. Blackman.
blacks within 7 to 15 years accumulated over 15 million acres of land. Since, hold on, before we get to clapping, because the niggas bought some shit. Black people were the only skilled labor in there. So if it was welding to be done, iron bending, cotton picking, it was black people. So instantly, your value became more. And Candace had...
We was not on welfare like that. Also, I agree with Willie D. They never do anything that benefits just black people. How could they, when they deny our circumstances and give race cover? So it's by default, not no masterful plan. It just leaves it open for those that are race to be able to take advantage of the system. Welfare was not a blessing for black families. This is truth. As you can see in one of my videos of them stating so. With all the problems that arise because of race PPL. For one, there was removing black babies from their homes, like Malcolm X, placing them into foster care. And the mistreatment of women, especially black women. I bet if we check the statistics, you will see during that time, it was black women that had the most lobotomies or placing in mental homes, just like Mises Little. Then on top of that you had to buy into food stamps, they wasn't give them out. Also, Senator James Eastland was an advocate against government aid. He was also a plantation owner that stated the Negro will always have a home on his plantation. Now, what do you think he meant by that? Now let's check Today Times. I remember as a kid, one of the workers came to the PJ in Chicago, and somebody threw him over the tier. My mom said that was the end of that. Shortly after they put up gates and stopped coming to people around like that. Your child mother can let you stay, but your name have to be on the lease. As long as it doesn't overseed your income. If it does, they adjust it and you have to pay more. Taking your time to hear me out. We need to not take stuff on face value. Please hit me with the like and subscribes, please, and I appreciate those that writing with me already. And drop some comments. I love hear y'all thoughts.